Hey everyone, Jim T. Graham with rcgroups.com. Get me in there a little bit. Today we're going to talk about the classic two-floor model. Is that correct, Glenn?
Yes.
Awesome. We're here with Glen from rcplanestands.com. And here's the plan, everyone. Glenn is going to build this, and we're going to speed it up so you can get a little hyper speed view of the build of this unit. But then what we're really going to do is talk about all the ways you can adjust it, utilize it, and use it in the field or in your shop.
Yep, that's right, Jim. Thank you.
So without any further ado, we're going to start building this thing, and it's going to go super fast. And after that, we're going to adjust it around for you. So here we go.
Okay. All right, and that's it. It's all put together. So now let's talk about how the adjustments go.
Before we talk about adjustments, I just watched this whole thing. What an endeavor to design all these stands, cut them all, use good wood, and then you've got to make sure every piece of hardware is in every box. It seems like an astounding amount of work to give hobbyists a stand like this.
Well, after 3 years of doing it, I got it down pretty well now. If you notice that when I was putting these lag bolts in on the back side, the first time you put them in, you've got to squeeze them into the wood because they have a square top on top. I used to use a nut, but it would take 2 wrenches. So what I do to cheat that is I use one of these orange handles, and put the lag bolt there, and then tighten it up with the orange handle. That'll squeeze it into the wood. And then after that, you don't have to hold the other side at all. You just do the handle and do it, and then cheat it down here with the bolts and these knobs the same way, just to get the heads flush with the wood.
Well, I do feel like after watching that, I could build one of these. So.
Yeah, and I also have step-by-step instructions, all the parts listed, all the parts where they go, and then in the second page here has all the hardware and the amount of which ones and all that. So it's a pretty complete diagram of step-by-step.
And the big point today is to show you all the different things the stand is capable of. And that's what we're going to do.
Right. So, I have questions all the time. How far will it go? How much will it open? Stuff like that. So what I thought we could do is measure this a little bit for you. Let me grab my tape measure. And like some people wanted to see if it'll fit in their car like this.
Right.
And be able to hold a plane on it. And it will, but it has to be a pretty big plane to be laying flat like this. So if it's like this, all flat, we're talking 43 inches from cradle to cradle. But I also had a call this week about how small will it go, because this will take with the 43 inches, but this will go out, as you can see here. This will go out quite a ways. So if you get it up here, you get this one out here, and then you straighten these back up square. So if you get it out to there, you're talking 54 inches from cradle to cradle, which is pretty good. It's a pretty big plane.
Yeah.
My 96-inch Waco, Phoenix Waco, it fits on here great. You can't even do it this wide, and it'll fit. So
we can make it lower, we can make it higher, we can make it
right,
longer, shorter.
it goes small, so you can go almost straight up here. Tighten that down. And these are spring loaded, so you can adjust these handles in any position you want after they are tight.
Got it.
So go like this, like that, like that. Tighten that, and now you have a little bitty plane.
So if you had room for this big boy somewhere, you could go from your small plane to your big plane.
Right. So this is an 18-inch spread here, and obviously it would go tighter if
Sure.
you readjust it, but an 18-inch plane's pretty small. Anything smaller than that, you can usually just flip on the table and not hurt it, you know?
Right.
But
So and then
go ahead.
your Velcro straps are adjustable to create cradles and
Yes. So we have, I give you 6 feet of this Velcro straps. Let me lower this down a little. And also these right angle support arms here, if you put them at the right angle like this, it can't slide down at all. It stops at the end of this slot, right? So you can go lower, but you have to bring this in.
okay.
So that's what this is for. So this one you put here, put there, tighten that wheel, tighten that, square this up, and there's no way. I mean, I've put a board across and sat on it. There's no way this is going down. It can't. It's at the end of the slot. And that, in the first version, that was a problem. People would leave their plane on it 24/7, and then with the change of temperatures and different things with the wood, it would slide down after a week or so. And these new support arms with this track in here stop that problem.
And what kind of wood is this made out of?
It's all Baltic birch, 1/2 inch and 3/4 inch. So the 1/2 inch is 9 ply, 3/4 inch is 13 ply. It's gone through the roof as far as pricing because it comes from the, Russia and Ukraine area, the Baltic over there. So here's let me squeeze this in tight here and show you. I'll get a plane and we'll put that on here. I just have a little foamy plane for a demo here. Didn't want to get out my big one. So about there, I would say. And then I'll show you how the cradles can be adjusted. This is obviously a little high because of we're on top of the workbench.
Right.
But how the cradles work is you tighten around here.
Shout out to Flex Innovations.
Yep. You tighten these arms up. They slide down, they slide up, they go all over the place. So you tighten these up to about half an inch or so from the fuselage. Bring that cradle there. And so right under here, the foam never touches the wood.
Got it.
You can flip the plane upside down and backwards, and then you do the same for the back. This, I give you 6 feet of this Velcro. You cut it about a 60-40 so that if you do have wider planes later, you have the extra to unroll out. And so you would adjust the back tail that way also. But for your bigger planes, here's one of the nice things. For your bigger planes, not only can you flip them over, but you can also do things like can't really do it on this shorty. Let me take this out here. That plane's a little too small to be showing this, but you can tighten this down, tighten that like that, tilt this back.
Okay.
And I've laid my plane in like this, and then I'm up in the front up here working on the motor and stuff. Whether it's upside down or right side up, doesn't really matter, but it's nice to get into that. And also have the tail sticking up here if you've got to adjust the control horns or whatever.
LA or whatever, yeah.
So there's a lot of flexibility in this thing. And when you want to put it in your car, you can just take off this knob here, and the whole leg system comes off. So you got 2 of those and this, and so it's pretty narrow to fit in your car.
Do you ever have guys that run these in the back of their pickup trucks and just kind of lock them down?
Yeah, on a bigger planes, yes, you could. I mean, I got guys in the trailers that they want to take off the wheels or strap them down into their trailer.
Right.
And then, like I said, put them all in the lower position like this. And then, like a big jet or a big plane will lay across here still and ride in your trailer like that.
And then it could roll. You could put your wheels back on and roll it out so
Right.
you have access to it. Yeah.
Yeah. And you can just, like when I'm at a place where there's a walk, I can just push the tail of my plane and roll it on this instead of the landing gear.
Right.
So
that's awesome.
And then all the wheels do have locking brakes on each wheel. Okay. So it has that feature. I think that's about it. I mean, the arms here, when they go out all the way, people ask this question a lot: how wide will it go? And this one here, if I put them all the way out and go across like that, we are looking at 13.5 inches from that the fuselage can fit into between there, which a 13.5-inch fuselage is a pretty big plane.
Right.
But if you slanted these arms out, it could go even further, obviously.
Right.
It doesn't have to be straight up, but with them being straight up, you get 13.5 inches. So if you're at 14 or 15, don't worry about it. Just tilt these out a little bit more. And then also, I was getting a lot of calls from guys that have the gliders and stuff. And the back ends of those are like 2 or 3 inch fuselage in the back, you know. So
Right,
what you can do for those guys is you take these off. And instead of putting them on this way, like that, you can reverse them out. Put them in. And then these are slotted here too. But if I reverse them out like this, bring them in close, reverse this one out. I'll just bring them in this close, but you can literally just have them touching each other in here. But if you go like that, it's
Right,
pretty
tiny.
So you can do whatever, you know, and you can still hang your Velcro in here. Obviously, that's a little too tight, but you get the point. Plenty of adjustments to go any which way. And then when everything's tightened up, it's pretty stable, the whole thing. Like when all these handles and stuff are tightened up and the legs are tightened on and stuff like that, there's not much rock and roll here at all. It's pretty tight. So, like I said, I've had 50, 60 pound airplanes on this and not an issue.
So if you want to go check this out, go to rcplanestands.com to the products, and this is the classic 2-floor model.
Yep.
You can see more photos, see large planes on the stand.
Yeah, that's my Waco. And I also have a bunch of customer pictures. I got 70 or 80 customer pictures up there on my site in the photo gallery there. So that'll show you all kinds of different planes and configurations and all that. Some guys have stained them and painted them and all kinds of things. That's my big, it's a stand like this, but big for the jet guys. It's huge. It's got a 6-foot base on it and stuff. So we could talk more about those at another time.
Yeah. So with that said, be sure and hit the subscribe button. This will be in a feature article on rcgroups.com. So in that article and below in the description on this video, you'll be able to go learn more, read the specs, visit the buy page, and then we're going to do a series of videos on all the stands that Glen offers. So if this is too big, or if you need to buy 3 or 4 different kinds, we should be going on over all of those. Glen, I appreciate you taking time not only to hang out with us today, but to spend the huge amount of investment to get these stands out to the public.
Thank you, Jim. Appreciate it.
All right, everybody. RC Plane Stands today. We have been looking at the classic 2-floor model and all its uses. I'm Jim T. Graham with RC Groups. This is Glen with RC Plane Stands. And once again, hit that subscribe button and join us next time.
Thanks.